Batman Begins for PlayStation 2. People always say that video games based on movies are not that good, but I have played, of course, this game and Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End, and I think that both of those video games are good. And of course I'm not a gamer, so what do I know? As someone who has played quite a lot of Batman Arkham games, Asylum, Origin, City and Night, this game is not as good overall, but there are things that are better than the Arkham series. First of all, I think the henchmen are tougher than in Arkham series. Much tougher. For example, in both games there are these lunatics, and in Arkham Asylum it's quite easy to take them down, but in this game they are much tougher. And talking about fighting slash combat, this is not as fluid as in Arkham series. And for example, fighting multiple enemies is much tougher because the camera angle is quite close to the Batman, which is, in one way it's good, but in other way it's bad. Why is it good is because you can see all the moves that Batman makes. Because in Arkham series it's quite far away, and you know that Batman is doing all kinds of cool things while fighting, but at least for me I don't get to concentrate on that as much because you're always looking for the next enemy and either attack him or block that person's attack. And while it's bad, it's because it's hard to switch between henchmen, and while you can move the camera angle, it's at least for me it was not difficult, but it's difficult enough. The good thing is that they got the actors playing the characters the voice, except for Jim Gordon. He is barely in this game, and I am 99.9% sure that it wasn't voiced by Gary Oldman. But he is a very minor character in this game, so it really doesn't bother that much, and it doesn't even look like him. He's much older. He has grey hair, if I remember correctly. You get to drive the Batmobile, but what takes out of the experience is that there are a lot of these turbo or boost things you need to collect, or need to collect, and then there are these signs where you need to go and you can't go through them. Of course this is a PlayStation 2 game, so they had to make probably the routes you can drive smaller, that you can just go anywhere you want to. So, but it's good to drive the Batmobile. And one thing is, it's funny and stupid, is that when you drive through a car or something like that, there's a box that says no deceased, so nobody's dead, but you know that in real life something would happen to someone. So I think that's silly. On purpose you destroy police cars, and Batman didn't really want to do that. He had to, but he didn't want to. People have complained about the movie that the action scenes, you can't really tell what's going on, and for me I agree, but I'm not really complaining, I'm just saying that they could be better. So if you have seen, you've probably seen the movie, and well, if you want action scenes and play the movie and more, play this game. The graphics. Well, it's a PlayStation 2 game that came out in 2005. So they're not great in today's standards, but the characters look like they're actors. So Batman looks like Christian Bale, Morgan Freeman looks like Morgan Freeman, Katie Holmes looks like Katie Holmes, and so forth, and blah blah blah. I think the cars don't look that great, but the Tumbler does look great. And in the movie, fear is a big thing, and it carries over to this game, which is good and not great at the same time, because it's good that you get to scare enemies, but if they have guns and then some barrels or something like that they drop their weapons. So that's kind of not so great. And then what also is not great is that you have these gadgets like smoke bombs, flash grenades, and then you have the bat transporter or whatever is that. You can throw that and bats swarm a character. It's sometimes when you really want to use it, there's an icon that you can use it. Sometimes it doesn't come up, so it makes fighting really difficult, since I haven't played this game in a long time. And also you have batarangs, but you can't use them in an attack. You can only use them to destroy objects, to scare. You can scare henchmen with those. And you have the grapnel gun, but it's very rare that you get to use it. So those are really the only gripes I have with the game, and the camera angle being difficult sometimes. Overall, I would say that Batman Begins on PlayStation 2 is 8.5 out of 10 game. I think it's an excellent movie-based game, and people don't talk about this. I've seen some videos on YouTube where they say, you know, best video games based on a movie, and it's rare that they mention Batman Begins. You have to go to the comment section that people mention it there. And if you are a Batman fan and you own a PlayStation 2 or an Xbox, I don't know if it's Xbox or Xbox 360, but either way, you should play it. And if you have played this game, comment down below if you agree or disagree with my assessments on this game. Thank you, bye.